In the 2012 film House at the End of the Street, Alyssa and her mother move in next door to a house where a girl named Carrie Ann brutally murdered her parents years ago. Only their son, Ryan, survives as he was staying with his aunt when the attack took place. Alyssa soon forms a close friendship with Ryan and eventually learns that his sister Carrie Ann died in a swinging accident, and Ryan was actually the one who killed his parents, after being forced by his parents to dress like his sister after her accidental death. There are many horror themes present in this film, as well as similarities to the film Psycho.
There are a lot of aspects of the movie that relate closely to the movie Psycho. The main comparison is the motivation of the main character. In Psycho, Norman is controlled by his mother, whom we believe to be alive throughout most of the movie. In House at the End of the Street, Ryan is the same way. His actions are seemingly controlled by his sister, who we also believe to be alive. Unlike Norman's mother, we see a girl who we believe to be Carrie Ann, but like Norman's mother, we come to find out that Carrie Ann has also been long dead. In the last scene of House at the End of the Street, there is a flashback to Ryan's past, and we can see the reason for everything that happens. Psycho ends with the audience listening to Norman's mother inside his head. Both scenes end with Norman and Ryan looking up at the camera and seemingly at the audience.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Make a wish. Make a wish, Carrie Ann.
My name's not Carrie Ann. It's Ryan.
Yes, it is. Your name is Carrie Ann. Your name is Carrie Ann.
Fly.
In accordance to the similarities of the film, the levels of the house also have a unique comparison as well. Like the house in Psycho, Ryan's 3 levels of his house illustrate his saneness. The top level of the house, or the upstairs, is where Ryan can go to ease his mind and get away from the normal life. This is where he can just be himself and write poems, sit outside, and read, and not have to think about all the problems in the basement. The first floor, or the main floor, is where Ryan had to act like himself. This is where Ryan pretends to be himself when really he's hiding a huge secret. He has pictures of a child, or that a child drew on his refrigerator, and a normal living quarters where he and his family used to live. However, nothing is normal about his circumstances, and he knows that. The only reason that he spends time on the first floor is to make his sister food. The basement, much like Psycho, is where both Ryan and Norman Bates completely let their minds take over, and a whole level of psychoness reveals itself. With Norman, he takes the form of his mother, and with Ryan, he captures young girls, holding them captive and pretending they are Carrie Ann.
The idea of the monstrous feminine in House at the End of the Street is illustrated through Carrie Ann. Ryan has a girl tied up in the basement who we find out is not actually Carrie Ann, but another girl he abducted because he couldn't live his life without his sister. He drugs her and ties her arms and legs to the bed, keeping her in a small room in the basement to hide his fear of her. He's scared of her, scared that she's going to escape, scared that she's going to kill again, and so he keeps her secured in a room to keep her away from the rest of the world. He's scared that they are going to lock her up because she's crazy, when in reality, he's the one who is crazy, kidnapping innocent girls to maintain his relationship with his sister out of the guilt of him being the one who caused her death.
In the beginning of the film, Alyssa can also be seen as a pure, virginal character who progressively turns into an impure female by her own doings. Her mother emphasizes her purity by warning Alyssa about Ryan and how he is broken. Her mother is also constantly checking up on her, giving us the impression that Alyssa is still a virgin. Still, Alyssa puts herself in the line of danger and willingly ventures past the regime of pureness, claiming that she needs to fix this broken man and offering herself to him. Alyssa's character is bold and willing, and she offers herself to Ryan on multiple occasions. First, Alyssa comforts and rubs Ryan's hand at dinner. Next, she forces Ryan to take her and her friend home, making it so that her and Ryan end up alone, even though her mother made her and Ryan promise that they would not be alone together. Even then, Ryan warns her that it isn't right, and she ignores him. Then, she kisses him in the woods and leads him into the house to continue on with sexual desires in a more private place. At one point during the tour of his house, Alyssa holds a picture of Ryan's family and mentions how blue Carrie Ann's eyes are. The scene then cuts to Ryan, where he looks up and his eyes are ice blue. Even this is a clue that Ryan is a dangerous man and foreshadows at the plot of the story, but still, Alyssa continues to associate herself with him on a more personal level. These are all scenes in the movie where Alyssa begins to transform to the impure or unvirginistic female. In a sense, this is why she was handed the fate that she is. Because of all the devious acts she tries to push with Ryan, she is almost killed or taken hostage by Ryan. Alyssa survives and escapes only because she did not fully give herself up. Therefore, she is still pure.